What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review a 2019 EP by Alla Lou. Basically, this product is called Church Azul, and it came out in the spring of 2019. Now, particularly these folks were like an accessory to Twisted as far as those fairs going to happen. They basically popped up on the Magic Ninja Entertainment label for a while as far as those fairs going to happen. Basically, within the pitch, pretty much was like the wingman to Twisted, the way that Twisted was the wingman to ICP back in the 2000s and pitches like that in early 2010s as far as those fairs going to happen. Now, it's very unfortunate that Alla Lou is not still affiliated with Twisted as full bound. It seemed like for a little while in like the spring and early summer of 2025, there was kind of like a minor beef with them as far as what's going to happen. But since the pitch as far as saying, basically, Alla Lou has a number of products. I wanted to get to these folks to see what they're about, so I picked this particular product. Now, it turns out that Church Azul is an EP as far as this fair's going to happen, but I basically recommend all 6 of the songs. They're actual songs in this EP. Easy enough. Gets a 10 out of 10 within those pitches. Now, there's seemingly not a single off this product, but the most popular song, according to Spotify, is We Are One as far as this fair's going to happen. Now, basically, within the pitch, I would definitely say from what I gathered of Alla Lou, they are basically like simple kind of these folk are basically just off breeds of Twisted as far as those fairs gonna happen. Definitely within the pitch as far as saying they have that same horrific type fashion, very similar to Allen's by Twisted, like most tasteless and a little bit of freak show some of those particular type fairs, but more just amidst like the outdoor type fashion, more camping centric and backyard kind of powwow. Some of those particular type aspects. There's a number of songs that have that traditional kind of juggalo type fair that you would have gotten from like the late 90s type fashions. Now, obviously, ICP goes as far back as like 91, 92, some of those type fairs, but within the pitch as far as saying the product of like basically it reminded me of like the Great Malenko and Riddle Box era of ICP within pitches, and also like Twisted from 98, 99, and 2000 as far as supposed to have. Definitely within the pitch, some excellent type products. This vintage type fair that consistently continues that product, especially way out in 2019 as far as those fairs are going to happen, just to miss the smoke type fashions, getting some easy kind of Taco Bell, Arby's, some of those type pitches, Burger King, Wendy's, some of those type products, and just having an excellent type time grubbing and having hella smoke type fest with the aspect. So definitely the pitch as far as that kickback kind of happens with it. There is the F sub W's types. There is kind of a minor makeshift song within this. I also happen to like all of Lou's makeshift takes as far as this fair's gonna have, particularly one song, the Zooligan song, definitely has some aspects of the kind of commonplace of just getting like not so much full bound commercial, but just within pitch as far as saying a relative kind of offshoot of like the brand and the breed is like the product of something they have when they're not so much amidst like the foresty type fairs and more amidst like the heat of the carnage as far as this fair's gonna happen in like the typical horrorcore type fashion. A little bit more above surface within the pitch is something more for like gas station runs or Walmart runs, those type pitches with them for just picking some things up or just kind of now judging by this folk, the way that they have their the way that these folk gear up for their concerts pitches like that, they're kind of like, they're particularly like Daft Punk as far as the similar to how Daft Punk goes full bound with their concert gear as far as those fairs gonna happen. That's the same. That's the particular fashion about all of Zululu as well. Within those pitches, they have a pretty horrific type tone. So it's just the pitch. They feel like gremlins and goblins. Some particular type products that like the get up of what goes along is very Cretinous with an aspect as far as when you would see them in concert. At least from what I've seen of the pictures of them, judging by their fairs. So. Excellent type product. This works as a consistent further brand. It's another highlight, and they're actually pretty large in like the ICP lore nowadays. So it's definitely some excellent type product to them being like a pretty excellent sentinel of like recent kind of ICP type fare. Apart from folks like Darby O'Trill and Ouija Maximum type folks in recent type times. So it's just further pitch of like the clown type variety as far as the supposed to have. So excellent type fare. But the most popular song according to Spotify is We Are One as far as this is going to happen. This is pretty blistering within the appeals behind it. Not sure if it had a music video, but it is. This does have over 140,000 plays as far as this is going to happen. So it's like a raving, foresty, and terrifying kind of twisted off bleed. I'd have to say within the aspects here. It's definitely good for some powwow smoke fest. I'd have to say stock juggalo type fare as far as those pitches kind of happen. This definitely reminds like I was saying late 90s kind of just or mid and late 90s juggalo type fare ICP and twisted sounds type folks. It's that typical kind of horrific type tone. Great for backyard kind of smoke fest. Just that same sort of onset within the viciousness of the appeal. Typical type late summer and autumn type carnage within the pitch behind it. So this good gothic type fare. In the Another one like that is the song "Praise," like a doomed and horrific kind of foresty. Song "Praise," like a doomed and horrific kind of forest Taco Bell kind of embellished to kind of get within the products there. The song "Praise," like a doomed and horrific kind of forest Taco Bell type embellished to kind of get within the product. The song "Praise," like a doomed and horrific kind of forest Taco Bell embellished to kind of get within the products here. This reminds of like most tasteless, I would definitely say. And it's like some good ghoul rampage as far as what's fair's gonna happen. So just to miss the pitch, grabbing like some Taco Bell, some late shift kind of fare within the product of it, getting like those quesadillas and chalupas and quesadillas, some of those type aspects within tone as far as what's fair's gonna happen. Just going for like a forest run, some of those type products, just out in the woods type fare, some ghost story type product, just the aspect of just out and about. Whether it is just some haunting backyard type embellished pitches like that, or just the fair of having like some more traverse in mind, light camping with an aspect, just kind of the tone of just more uh, woodsy and kind of woodsy and kind of chigger like within the aspects. For some of those type tones kind of go with the pitch of just like hauntingness. So it's good aspect there within the tones, definitely good ghoul rampage. So definitely song praise, very horrific and Dracula-like within the fair's behind it. Just typical type fair amidst the product like clown type fashion. So good type continued aspect of that. In the Church of Zul's, another quality one within these pitches as well is like a creeping kind of late shift camping bonfire fun to kind of get within some of these type fairs. Is ghost story and shrill type turn up within the pitch. So these are just like good 1, 2, 3 type punch. We are one in the Church of Zul. Pray some of these type pitches within the format of it. Just typical type format of to just typical kind of shrill type fashions with the aspect like that blistering type feel. So it's just easy enough to while out to these particular type ones and then pitch just complete carnage as far as those first can happen. But just kind of in a traditional type fashion, like I was saying, definitely more traditionalist kind of juggalo type fashion within some type of appeals. I mean, I realize this has that particular conduct that this good nostalgia to kind of get for like folks that remember getting tore up to ICP and some of those type folks back in 97 and 99 and 2001. Some of those type fairs within pitch. It definitely has the excellent type product and further type aspects there. So this gets that. This gets that good clean type fair within the aspect of juggle. This gets that good clean type fashion within juggalo type lore within the pitch. So good further type product to that. The to the tomb of the black tongue. The song "To the Tomb of the Black Tongue" is a real excellent type one, as well as like a snaring. It's definitely pretty snaring type one. This once again reminds of like 90s ICP and Twisted. I'd had to say here, just hella red eyes. I'd say about this song here. Great song to trip out to. So "To the Tomb of the Black Tongue" just continues that particular campfire and bonfire type noise in the pitch as far as those first kind of just excellence within the product backyard type noise and just the carnage you're really getting glazed and glared as fell. This real schizo type too. Some real good schizo type trip. Some real excellent schizo type trip outs as far as what's going to happen. The Goddamned is a quality one as well within these pitches. It's like a hell snared and stuck kind of outdoor powwow enjoyment, I'd say, within the aspects here. Just hell, definitely some homies loud pack, I'd have to say, and just some Friday heat as far as what's going to happen. So just a lot of these, just the pitch. A lot of these just bleed into the other as far as what's going to happen. So it's definitely in the pitch. It's just that consistent kind of trip out type fashion. Really getting some just backyard kind of commotion pitches like that. Just Tibble type fest to like how those fairs kind of happen. It's real excellent foresty and woodsy type fashions within the product of just grabbing like several packs of zigzags and just having to blitz out type times. It's just one page. Now, this particular one, the Goddamned and the Tomb of the Black, or To the Tomb of the Black Tongue, are some real type ones that really have the pitch of really being stuck as far as this first game. But it's just excellent type pitch to have some red eyes and just realize that Taco Bell is really tasty and pretty damn excellent as far as this first game. So definitely the pitch. Zooligans is a quality one as well. It's like a mix like day traffic and like a carnival and kooky kind of flavor as far as those pairs we kind of have with it. Just kind of a warped and hungover kind of social half F sub W. Zooligans is like a warped and hungover kind of social. I would definitely say within the fashions of it, the Zooligans like a warped, hungover kind of social has SFWs within the pitch as far as what's first happens. This is like the closest one to being more amidst the day fair, not so much amidst like the product, like the fashions of like amidst like complete carnage, like the bonfire smoke type fashions. This is probably one where it'd probably be maybe not so much like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, but just kind of the pitch as far as saying just the product of something as gothic and as aghast and as something as gothic and aghast and terrifying as like the Alla Lu folk kind of particularly happen to be, but just amidst like their day type fashion. So just having some in between type fashions of even within a relative bill paying type fashion, just the product, whether it is just picking up like a couple of big lighters or just some fair for like the car layers, just kind of the fashion, just like typical kind of a gas type folks, just in the product of like how they would kind of translate the SFW type first. So it's a good type pitch being able to nail those particular vibes, just kind of seeing normal kind of just sporadic and kind of more erratic type fellows in the pitch. Not so much erratic in terms like the quality behind it and saying as if there's some sort of like not to say it's just kind of irregular, I'd say, within the pitch as far as those first kind of just the irregularity is like the particular concept of getting folks that are normally pretty horrorcore type fashion, like the closest thing to like a makeshift and SFW type fashion within the pitch, but it keeps that carnival type tone just in a more kind of kooky and kind of more like warped like a more kooky and kind of distorted type flavor within the aspect like the particular tone of like city romps and neighborhood romps as far as those first games. It's definitely excellent within the pitch. But yeah, this EP gets a 10 out of 10. Social score, I'd probably give like a 10 out of 10 as well, just within the pitch first. And the quality is definitely on here. It's a pretty shrill type time to have for those aspects like hell Taco Bell nearby and hell Arby's, some of that fashion. It's like good snackage and toke type fare, just a product of ghost stories, fashions, memes, some of that fare. So just the socialized at the bonanzas being cranked up to a pretty ripping type high. And it just brings it back to like a traditional kind of juggalo type fashion from like the mid and late 90s, some of the stuff first in the pitch. So definitely nails those vibes. ICP, Twisted, some of these type folks that did those for how many years within the pitch. So it's just further type product and nailing that and consistently doing it even further. It continues that trend. So it's just good aspects there, just some good night carnage. Even one particular song in Zooligans that has some fashions that just like some craziness just from the factor, or like some warpness just within a more traditional kind of day fare. It is still it is still kind of distorted, but I like the product of it, so it's good type fashions. But so in terms of the future, like Alla Lu dropped the 2025 album as far as what's first gonna happen, but that was their last product seemingly with Twisted as far as what's first gonna happen because they left shortly after that. Now, supposedly they're working on something else within those fairs. I've been seeing some folks that I know about on YouTube that fuck with these folks as far as saying that there's some more products that they're getting ready to put out within those at first. So some excellent type pitches, but this is a classic here within those aspects. Definitely Church Azul is a pretty excellent blistering type one, just a hella bonanza kind of good great time that has some shrillness, pretty packed to the gills.